Plans to put folic acid in every loaf of bread were shelved by the government 3 years ago. Now the controversial issue's back on the table as the deadline for public submissions approaches. Renee Graham reports.
11-year-old Mika Single loves school and soccer, but he struggles to do those things because he's had a serious condition since birth called Spina Bifida.
I still remember my first time in hospital.
Do you?
Yeah. It was when I was a baby. I had a huge hole in my back.
Spina Bifida and related conditions affect about 80 pregnancies a year. They're linked to low folic acid levels. The government is considering a plan to force bakers to fortify their bread products with folic acid. It's estimated the number of pregnancies with these conditions will reduce by about 1/3 if this goes ahead.
Just to have another child, even just one child with less pain than my son, would just be worth it. It really would. I'd do it in a heartbeat if I could.
Pediatrics specialist Dr Andrew Marshall says about 40% of fertile Kiwi women are low in folate.
There's just no way that we can get the folic acid levels up high enough in the population to prevent this without introducing it into a common food source.
The US, Australia and Canada already have similar programs, but 3 years ago the government shelved a proposal after a public outcry. The Bakers Association and the Food and Grocery Council were against it, saying it was a mass medication experiment. Both groups declined an interview, but the Food and Grocery Council responded with an email saying, "We stand by previous statements," and that most of the countries implementing folic acid programs are third world or developing countries. New Zealand has little in common with the likes of Guadeloupe, Senegal, Togo and Guatemala.
Live a day in his life and then turn around and tell me you think it's mass medication, that's not worth it.
The public has 1 week to get its submissions on this controversial issue to the government. Renee Graham, One News.
And Q&A will have more on the folic acid question tomorrow with experts from both sides of the debate.